Hi there, I'm Heather Gill with eXp Realty, your local expert here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and today I'm talking to the wonderful Lori Vann. She's the owner of Vann and Associates here in town, and she does coaching, counseling, and consulting. Lori, thank you so much for being on today.
Great to be here.
Now, we have a question that's come through texaselder.care, and the question that came through is this: how do you handle other family members who disagree with the care plans that you are developing? What do you think on this one?
It's a challenge. I mean, as if there weren't enough stress to deal with
Right.
in that situation, to add disagreements among siblings or other extended family, rough spot. And one, I would say, make sure that you're getting your own support system in place there, because you're going to need to have someone to vent to and just process some of these things. We'd also encourage you to seek some legal counsel and really understand what are the things in your rights versus their rights.
Okay.
Who has power of attorney, because they're the ones that get to make the final say. And the reality is that it's unlikely to make everybody happy. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone all of a sudden thinks that they're a doctor and they know what's in the best interest of that relative.
Right.
The thing is, emotions run high during this time period. So if you can have someone that's neutral and unbiased, and again, that's maybe where legal counsel could come in, to be the voice of reason and calm, that's your best case scenario. But it's also making sure you keep it as a discussion. And when someone starts to get into that emotional brain and maybe accusatory or whatever it is, don't take that bait. It's hard, really hard, but you have to set that boundary for yourself and remind yourself that, you know what, this isn't so much about me as it is about them.
Right.
And when people go negative and whatnot, that might be their own guilt, because maybe they've been an absentee sibling. And now all of a sudden they want to be the ringleader to make up for their own guilt. There could be a lot of other factors in place that won't go through all those situations, but do try to keep that perspective that their reaction is not always about you. Now, it is laying out a couple of different plans. Get all the research that you can and have, again, professionals assist you with this. And that can be something that counselors can guide you through of, well, have you considered piece and that piece? That's where, you know, a lot of resources that elder care can provide to walk you through these difficult paths. But in life, we have to go with looking at worst case scenario, best case scenario, most likely scenario. And if you can live with all three options, then you're sort of golden. But go with what has the most benefits, what has the higher probability of it going well. And then you have to be assertive and not afraid to set that boundary, especially if you are the power of attorney. You have to set that boundary. You were entrusted with that position for a reason.
No, those are great points, Lori, and I agree with you. You've got to have a plan. You got to execute the plan. If you're the power of attorney, you've got to take that with full bravado, I guess you could say, because that's your duty in that case. But having counseling and having other people on your team that can help with that, super important. You guys handle that piece on the counseling side. One of our colleagues, Jenna, she's an attorney. She does all the power of attorney and all the wills and trust and that kind of thing. Definitely part of that power team for people at that stage in life. Now, for those of you who, you know, are looking for some assistance in this area, maybe some ideas or just want to bounce some ideas around, Lori and her associates could help with that. You've got their phone number there on the screen as well as their email. So, Lori, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.